Hello and welcome back to Baking with Jen. All right, so we have another beautiful day here in Baking World. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through and mute everything. There we go, because I was getting echoes. Y'all might not have been getting echoes, but I was. All right, but anyway, welcome back to Baking with Jen. I'm Jen, and today we are finally getting to our Easter treats. Last week, I had a throng of kiddos in the house, and it was absolutely insane, and we didn't quite get done what I wanted to get done, which that's fine, no blame at all. So for today, we are going to go through and make those Blueberry Lemon Blondies like we were going to last week, and we'll mix up some marshmallows. I have some orange flavoring, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to make some orange marshmallows just because I really like orange flavored things. And it's orange and chocolate, that's one of my favorites. So we're doing citrus theme, I guess, which is fine because we're into spring, officially into spring. And so it's the perfect time to start bringing in some of those spring flavors. Ooh, yes. All right. So, I'm just trying to make sure I can get my camera all set up so that we can look at what we're doing. And then we'll get into that. So while I'm getting this camera going, let's take a look at the recipe that I would like to use today. For the lemon blueberry blondies, we're using a basic recipe from All Recipes. It's the lemon blueberry blondie bars. Here we go. So this is the recipe that we're using. It has some fairly basic ingredients: unsalted butter. We have white chocolate. This is finely shaved, but I have chocolate chips. So we're just going to use the white chocolate chips for our recipe today. Light brown sugar, lemon juice, lemon zest, which I have plenty of lemons. So we'll zest a lemon, we'll make some juice, we'll squeeze the juice out, we'll be good. Salt, egg yolk. So oftentimes you add an egg yolk to add a little bit more richness. So we have the egg and the egg yolk. We'll have them both. Excellent. Flour, blueberries, which I have some fresh blueberries in the refrigerator. So I might need to bring those out. All right. So I haven't preheated the oven yet. This often takes a little while for me to be able to mix everything together. So I don't preheat the oven before we do things. So let's preheat the oven. This is 350. So on my oven, literally just have to hit bake start. If you have a turn dial, turn it to 350, turn it to bake. You can turn it to preheat if you have an oven that will preheat, but otherwise just preheat your oven to 350 to start. Oh, that was so difficult. How will I ever survive? All right. So, from here, back camera. Okay. Well, my camera's apparently set up and I didn't even realize it. Put this down. I'm like, what's going on here? Oh. All right. Why do I want to say trundle bed? My other camera isn't working so well, but it's okay. We'll work it out. It'll be fine. All right. So let's remove the recipe. There we go. We'll add call it our mixing cam or something along those lines. We're not exactly mixing right this second, but pretty close. So I'm going to make some sun tea here in a little bit. I was going to try to get this started before we got started here today, but that just didn't happen. So maybe if we get a couple of minutes, I'll set it up and run outside and set it out there. But for the moment, we don't need any of that. All right, apparently I have this too loose because it's sliding and falling everywhere, and I'm trying to keep it from doing that. Technical difficulties all around right now. And we got lights and sun. If you guys can't see that blinding light right there, that is the sun coming for me. So let's see. I don't think there's a way that I can like get it out of the picture. So I'll just have to try to stand in front of it. See, there is no sun. I don't know what you're talking about. I might need to turn those lights off. But anyway, so step one, let's go ahead and grease some pans. So for the blondies, it says to grease. For the marshmallows, I cannot stress enough that here, let's take this camera out for a minute. But anyway, for marshmallows, I cannot stress enough that the pan needs to be greased. It needs to be greased. I'm going to use butter. It needs all of the butter, all of the grease, all of it. This is basically napalm. Basically napalm that we're going to be making when we're making marshmallows. It's melted sugar. It is hot. It is hot. It is sticky. It will stick to you. It will stick to the powder. It will bring dishonor to your cow. All of the above. So we're going to grease that pan extra, 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 extra well. This isn't one of those where you just like spray of your grease and it's like, oh, that'll be good. No, don't do that with marshmallows. Don't do it with marshmallows. Don't do it with marshmallows. Marshmallows need all of the grease in the world. Like, hollow out a tub of grease, pour your marshmallows into there. There you go. No, that might be a little too extreme, so let's not go that far. But heavily grease your marshmallow pan. Okay, I haven't made them, but so we're trying out making them today. But I have played with marshmallows, and marshmallows that are already cooked and not molten lava stick to everything. So it is logical that molten lava marshmallows would be extra sticky. So, so let's grease some pans. Setting that tea off to the side. So we're going to switch to our mixing camera instead of seeing my beautiful face because I have so many lights here. It's getting to be a problem. So we're switching over to our, I don't know if this is a mixing cam or just a counter cam right now. So we have a fairly decent square pan. This is usually the pan we use to make brownies. And so I think this will be a great pan. Great pan for making blondies. And then I have a similar sized glass pan that we are going to butter up extra well for our marshmallows. Now, I think that if you use like a rectangle pan or you use a little bit bigger of a pan, your marshmallows can be thinner. It really depends on how much space you have to fill. So these might be some super thick marshmallows. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never made the recipe, so I'm not sure how well it's going to be. So I have our butter thing, a little bit of toast. Shh, we're not going to grab that part. But anyway, so butter down in the pan. Like I said, this needs extra super well coated, like coat your ancestors in butter, kind of coated. Powdered sugar is helpful, but I don't think it'll be helpful for this part. I don't know. But everything that I was looking at to make marshmallows were saying to grease your pan really well. And I know about working with molten sugar, so I am just putting those two together and saying, like, this is a clear pan. We cannot see through the pan because of how much butter there is. I think that's a good amount of butter for this. Let me know if you disagree. If you're my mom and you know more about, or if you just know about making marshmallows more than I do, feel free to leave some kind of advice in the comments, because it is very likely I will do this wrong, but I'm okay with that. So let's see where we are. So I've got this really well coated. There's some of these spots where I'm like, there's a bit of a finger, like where it's like that, where you can like see through the butter, and I'm like, let me just cover that up. But it seems like the more I try to cover those up, the more of them I'm making. So we're just gonna call that good, and I'm gonna set this off to the side for later. Then, with my buttery hand and a little bit of the excess butter that I just kind of wiped out into here, we're gonna make a coating on the bottom here. This is a nonstick pan, so I don't think that this is really necessary, but one, the instructions say to grease the pan, and two, I have extra butter on my hand, so it doesn't hurt to spread it on the inside of a pan you'll be using. All right, yay! We have a coated blondie pan. Brownie pan, blondie pan, I don't think it really matters. All right, so we're all coated and ready to go. So let me set this pan to the side, go wash the butter off my hands, and we'll get right back with our next step. All right, I'm not sure if y'all heard that beep, but the oven is hot. So I'm turning that off for a minute. It'll stay fairly warm, and then when we're just about ready, I'll turn it back on. So I like preheated it, and then we will actually heat it here in just a minute. Okay, so let's bring our blondie recipe back up. Here's our lovely blondie recipe. So we did step one, preheat oven and grease 9-inch baking square. Oh, it says with parchment paper. I'm just using butter, so that's fine. So melt butter in a saucepan over medium heat, add white chocolate and stir until chocolate is melted, and incorporate the butter. And incorporate it with the butter. Scrape mixture into a large mixing bowl. Whisk in the brown sugar until smooth. Whisk in lemon juice, zest, salt until combined. Whisk in egg yolk, and vanilla extract. Okay, I wasn't quite planning on cooking for the blondies, but sure, why not? Let's get on with it. So, I brought out a pan with the intent of making the marshmallows, because those do require like sugar, corn syrup, and gelatin to beat together into a frothy mess. But anyway, so looking at the ingredients, we need 3/4 cup of unsalted butter. So we're going to remove the recipe for the moment. So 1 stick of butter equals 1/2 cup. So for 3/4 cups, we need 1.5 sticks of butter. So I'm going to turn this on to kind of like a medium heat for now. If you've been with me here before, you know that my stove takes a little while to heat up, which I should have been heating up the stove, but I read the marshmallow recipe and I looked into the marshmallow recipe like crazy, because I'm like, blueberries can't be that hard. Marshmallows are going to be much harder. So I spend a lot of time focusing on learning how to make marshmallows and not on how to make the blondies. So here we are now. So for this, yes, there are these little tabbies that tell you like how much butter. So half, butter knife, half. So you can also kind of look at it and do half that way. But anyway, so we have a stick and a half of butter. And then, so we need the butter and the white chocolate. This is 2 ounces of white chocolate. So, are we going to do a scale or are we going to eyeball it? This is 12 ounces, so let's go ahead and do a scale. All right, can you guys see the scale over here? Kind of, sort of, not really. Let's scooch in a little bit and see if you can see the scale. There we go. We have a scale. We're going to put on a little bowl, turn it on, let it tear out. Right now we're in grams, so I'm going to switch it over to ounces. And we are looking for 2 ounces of white chocolate. Like I was saying before when we first started this, it does say like chopped white chocolate, but I have chips, so we're just going to use the chips. So this is 2 1/3 ounce, just over 212, 208, 205, another chocolate chip. Wait a second, how did it go 205 and then I took out a chocolate chip? Okay, 201. Close enough, close enough. Now, we're going to go ahead and just add the chocolate chips. So, like I said, I wasn't really expecting this out of a blondie recipe, but sure, why not? We'll try it. I'll try anything at least once. But my mom always told me that your tastes change, your likes change, so try things over and over. All right, let's see. Do I have a spatula? I do have a spatula. So rubber spatula, and so right now we're just kind of melting these until they're incorporated, which that's fun. So while this is melting, I'm getting my little grater, and we're going to start zesting a beautiful lemon. It's a beautiful lemon. You rinse this off real quick. I'm pretty sure we washed it, but it feels a little dusty. So I'm going to wash this off real quick, and then we'll get to zesting. All right. So just specifically so you all can see it, I'm going to do this over here on the stove. Kind of right here-ish. Let's see if we can get everything in the camera. Ooh, there we go. Weird angles and weird things, but it works. So while this is melting and I'm zesting and we're doing a million things at once, let me go over the game plan for April. So in March, I did a lot of I did the baking challenge, and it was a lot of sweet things. It wasn't like there was a bread, and I made biscuits because those are quick bread, but it wasn't a lot of. It was a lot of sweet stuff, a lot of sweet stuff, because a lot of it was supposed to be like kid friendly, doing stuff with the kids and stuff like that. Like there was a kid friendly day, but I'm sorry, I'm just holding this against myself so that it doesn't run away. Anyway, there was a lot of sweets. So to combat that, for April, I want to do more bread kind of stuff. I know that on one of these days, I want to make bagels. I want to try to make pretzels. I do have some things I want to try out with making different bagels and pretzels, like different flavors. I have some really cool things I want to try out, but I got to get those ingredients first. I was also thinking about going back and revisiting some of my fails. Like the other day, I made hot cross buns for Ostara, and they were supposed to be like an Easter treat kind of thing, and those did not turn out right. I'm not sure if my yeast died and I didn't realize it, or maybe I just didn't give it enough time to rise, or I said I'm not 100% what went wrong there. So I want to go back through and give those another try, along with maybe a couple other things, like the I want to say sourdough croissants, but that's not it. What are they? Sweet Home Alabama. Nope, that's the wrong one. What are they? They're small and round, and you eat them for breakfast, and they're not bagels. English muffins. Yeah, I want to try out making English muffins again because the last couple times I did those didn't turn out as great. I think I actually have like a finer grate for this, and I didn't realize that it wasn't on here, and I used the bigger grate. But you know what? It will work out one way or another. So now we have lemon zest. Yay, lemon zest. And I also have it all over the stove. So I know it doesn't say to put the. I really want to do that, so I'm doing it. And yes, this is how I mess up recipes. I'm like, I want to do this, and then I do something different. Hello, Titanium 873872. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Okay, let's stir this because one of the things that I ended up with the cake pops is that I think I burnt the chocolate, the white chocolate, because I was trying to melt it again over the weekend so I could finish off the cake pops, and it turned badly. It just like chunked up and it wasn't good. I'm all right. How are you doing? Like, last week I had my stepkids here. They were on their spring break and it was super crazy. And so I did not have my regular amount of energy. And this week I have it all back. So that's really exciting. But I'm glad you're here today. Let's see. Maybe it's just not warm enough, but I don't feel like the white chocolate's mixing in very good. I wonder if I should use a whisk, because I was thinking that a spatula would be really good, but it's not working so far. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're a little sad. I would say baked goods help, but not necessarily. Sometimes they do. Let's see. White chocolate, lightly brown sugar. And let's see. Melt butter in a saucepan. Add white chocolate. Stir until chocolate is melted and incorporated. Scrape mixture into a large bowl. Whisk in brown sugar. Whisk in lemon juice, zest, and salt. Okay, so this is starting to bubble. I don't know if that's a good thing or not with the chocolate in here. Let's turn this way down because we don't want to fry the white chocolate. We're trying to melt it. And I don't think this is melting so good. But that is definitely melts, or at least the butter's melted. We're trying to melt in the white chocolate. Let me switch to a whisk and see if that helps anything. We're learning. Titanium, I live in the United States. I am in Nevada. We are in Pacific time zone. Where are you from? I'm going to go ahead and add, it says a teaspoon or tablespoon? Good question here. Good question. 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. So that's going to be kind of like a small pinch. And I'm going to put that in here. Finland. That is half a world away. It's a place that I would always love to go at some point. I think Finnish culture and language, all of that sounds super cool. But I love European things. I took French in high school because I wanted to go to France. And like Beauty and the Beast was my favorite movie as a kid. So if it's Beauty and the Beast, then it's gotta be good, right? But Finland is one of those places that I admire for multiple reasons. It seems like you all are more people-centric than like government-centric. But like I said, I don't live there. I'm not Finnish, so maybe I'm wrong. All right, so the chocolate chips aren't melting in how I would like, as far as I can tell. I can't see them in here anymore, and it does smell a lot sweeter. So I'm hoping that they melted. But like I said, I can't really see them, so I don't know. But it does seem like the whisk is kind of helped, so hopefully that's better. Yeah, but I start to question how we are the world's happiest country 7 times in a row. Right? So you hear stats like that, and it's like, it's the world's happiest country. But then you ask the residents, and they're like, I don't know where that came from. But I think it's just that, like, versus the United States, where we have, like, no vacation for people, and, well, it's not no vacation time. It's just, it's not a very good vacation time. Our wages aren't very good. Like, people can't live on their wages very well. And so a lot of people just kind of look at the world with negative views if you're from the US. Now, if you're usually from somewhere else and you move to the US, it's a lot easier to see the opportunities, which is what I think is the issue with the US today, is that so many of the natives don't know what it's like in other places, and so they take for granted what we have here. That's what I believe, but what am I? I'm just a stupid American. So, that looks pretty cleaned out. And let me turn that off all the way because I didn't. All right, so next up, it says 1 cup of packed brown sugar, but I never like to measure empirically if I can. I used to do it all the time when I was a kid, but oh, you had a school shooting this morning. That is always very sad and terrible. That's not something, that's one of those things that's a mental health issue, and it really needs to be treated more seriously than it is, because I know in the US at least, a lot of the time it's, well, it was just that person, and so we don't need to worry about these things, when we do need to worry about these things, because if one person is doing it, then other people have thought about it. What is it, Arkham's razor or something like that? What's the 80-20 rule, where 20% is the actual thing and 80% is just kind of, well, I usually hear it referred to like making money, like 80% of what you do won't make you any money and it's only 20%. But I think this can also apply to things like this, where 80% is the people who thought about it or like wanted to do it, but only 20% actually do it. And so that one person who decided that things were too much and they needed to take things into their own hands, you just have to feel sorry for them and everybody in this situation. It's not fun. It's not good. Like, I really wonder how that person was hurting to want to hurt other people like that. I hope that those who are injured can find solace and heal quickly, and if there's any fatalities, that their families can find some kind of closure and support through there. Yeah, school shootings are never like a fun event. Nobody ever like, let's rally up and have a school shooting. That's never a thing. All right, so brown sugar, lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I haven't gotten my lemon juice yet, but I don't even know how much 2 tablespoons would really be. But we have our little lemon juicer. I got this. Right? My husband really loves lemon juice, and we have this other juicer, but I don't like it as much. I don't feel like it gets the lemon out like it should. But I'm hoping that this one actually works better. This one gets more pulp out, which we don't really like the pulp, but okay, well, hopefully you can get some rest and not think about things too much, because thinking about things can lead into crazy spirals. But thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good night. All right, so from half of that lemon, I'm going to say that's about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, so I'm just going to pour it all in. I do have another half a lemon that I'm going to juice. I think we'll need that for the glaze here a little bit later. So we'll save that, and then just mix all of this in. I shouldn't mix on top of my scale. I just forget to move it, and then I start mixing. But we want to get all of this incorporated. It's working fairly well. All right, so right now in here we have butter, white chocolate, brown sugar, which I was talking while I did it, but I measured out 200 grams of white brown sugar. We have about a teaspoon of lemon zest and about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And this is the lovely mixture we have so far. Let's see, and then it does say half a teaspoon of salt. So brown sugar, lemon juice, zest, and salt. Oh no, I usually have a little bowl of salt that I like to take pinches from, but it's empty. So, and I don't know if in other countries you have the umbrella girl for your salt, but in America we have the umbrella girl. So we do have kosher salt, but I'm not gonna use that today. I'm just gonna take a pinch. This is supposed to be half a teaspoon of kosher salt. So I'm just gonna take a pinch and call that good. So we have the ingredients. Yay! All right. So the next part is eggs. We need 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. So the easy way say easy. Well, I want to say an easy way. There's a couple ways to separate your egg yolk. Not dropping your eggs everywhere is the first step, because if you drop all your eggs, then they crack, and you can't use them. But I have this little quarter cup measuring cup. I love this measuring cup. It is so cute. It's just a lot of fun. So I'm breaking my eggs into the cup first, just to make sure that if there's any shells or any other like weird spots. My eggs are fresh. I just got them yesterday, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But I just want to make sure none of the eggs are bad, none of the stuff in them is bad. I don't know what this little thing is. I'm hoping it's a piece of shell, but it could be. I don't know what it is. But we're going to get it out of there. And then we'll pour that in there. And then I don't see any other pieces of anything. So we're going to go ahead and add the whole egg in, and we're going to go ahead and mix that in before we add the yolk. So whole egg, we're just going to incorporate things one at a time right now. We got our whole egg mixed in pretty nice. This is looking fairly creamy. I like that. I was seeing these dark spots. It's chunks of brown sugar, so hopefully I can make those go away. But so there are multiple ways to sort an egg yolk from the white. There is always the way where you open your egg and you just like let the white fall out, but you hold on to the yolk with the eggshell. Or if you dump it all in there, you can scoop the egg yolk out. I've also heard that you can like open it on a plate and just like pull the egg yolk out, but I'm not so sure about those. I think I've tried those techniques. So we're just going to drop the egg yolk in, and let me go rinse the egg off my hands. Okay. So now we're just going to incorporate that yolk. So we now have the yolk and the egg, the full egg and the yolk in here. So we're just going to consult the recipe one more time. And then this next part says stir in flour using rubber spatula, fold in blueberries, spray batter into prepared pan, smooth and even layer. It says it'll be a bit thick. So I'm surprised there's no leavening, but I guess there's no leavening in brownies either, so it's not that big a deal. Salt, egg yolk, vanilla extract. Does it say anything about the vanilla? And vanilla, yep. So this is why it's a good idea to go back through and look at your recipe again. So this says probably like a teaspoon of vanilla. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. I always just pour a bunch in and call it good. If you want more vanilla flavor, add more vanilla flavor. If you have lemon extract, you could probably use that here. I only have orange extract right now, so but with the flavored extracts like orange, vanilla, and orange, lemon, anything that has a flavor to it, I would definitely use some kind of measuring implement, because those have extra flavor in them and they can taste a little chemically if you add too much. Okay, so I have the next part is just the flour and the blueberries. So I'm gonna get rid of the whisk and we're gonna go back to the spatula so we can fold in the flour. I am just setting the whisk to the side right now. We may need it again. I'm not confident the word that is coming to mind, but I don't think we'll need it. All right, so it hasn't worked incredibly well for me, but the measurement I have for a cup of flour is 120 grams, and this says 2 cups of flour. So there's some flour, that's 111. So we need 240, and that's 202. And then just getting up to 240, 223, 26, 39, 41. So that's good enough. All right. So we'll just fold this in. I don't know how much of an issue this is going to cause me, but stir and fold and stir and fold. And that's how we do these things. But it looks like it's coming together nicely. The recipe does say it'll be a bit thick, and I'm not sure if that's because of the batter or the blueberries or what's going on with that. Something I should have thought about, but I didn't until right this second, was that blueberries and things with chunks like chocolate chips and blueberries, they stay suspended in the batter a little bit better if you coat them in flour first. Something about coating them in flour just helps them suspend in the mixture a little bit better. I'm hoping that it'll suspend just fine either way. This is kind of a thick batter. It looks nice. This is a nice creamy batter, fairly thick. All right, so now we just need to add a cup of fresh blueberries. Let's see. These blueberries I have here are fairly big. I was going to say thick, but thick is the wrong word here. And I was looking, and it looked like some of these might like there was a white spot on one of them. So I bought these to do on Thursday, so they've been sitting in the fridge for a couple of days. And I just want to make sure that none of them are going to be harmful. I'm not even sure where I saw that white blueberry, but we don't want mold in our blueberry. Oopsie, they're a little white spot. And they're not like hugely white, but we don't want to use those. So just checking over my blueberries. We don't want any flower bits, like or stems, like you don't want a stem. And sometimes on the bottom part, they still have bits of the flower still attached. So you want to make sure you don't have any of those. You don't want any mold or stems. So we're just checking over the blueberries and making sure that we don't have any of these, and that the blueberries are nice, good blueberries for eating. Now, if you have a blueberry bush, this might be a better end of summer treat. I'm hopeful that in the next couple of months, I'll be able to make this kind of thing with stuff out of our garden, because we have lemon trees. Or at least we have baby lemon trees, but they have a whole lot of blooms on them right now. So I'm very hopeful that they will grow some wonderful lemons. All right. So, is this a cup of blueberries? I don't know. Could I weigh it or measure it in some way? Probably. Actually, did that cup get put away? It did. So it's right there. So I have a little liquid measuring cup that's stuck. Oh no. Oh, there it goes. So we have this is a liquid measuring cup. We're going to pour berries in here and see if they fill it up. Not quite. Ooh, so I could add even more blueberries. Because quite honestly, I would prefer more blueberries than what it tells me. So I am going to load this up and see, like, there's a bunch of space in the bottom. Like, even if I like shake it and try to get it to fill in that space, it's not necessarily going to do that. And technically, if you like look at the cup, it's like 1 cup of blueberries. We're not going to be that stingy. We will add extra blueberries. We want these to be flavorful and delicious and have as much wonderfulness in them as we can get. So, just trying to find some of the more firm blueberries. Though the soft ones might break down and flavor the, not batter, the blondies a little bit better. But I'm not sure. So we'll get some soft ones, some firm ones. So something like that isn't necessarily bad to have on there. That's like a scar. It's where it got like cut at some point and then it grew back over itself. Oh, this is like the flower bit I was talking about. It's just, it used to be the blueberry flower and then it just kind of curls up the end and dies, which we don't need that either. Let's see. Trying to get as many blueberries in this cup as I can. This is a 1 cup measuring cup, but that does not mean that filling it to the top equals 1 cup. It usually means that filling it up to the top line of like right here is 1 cup. But like I said, since we're doing berries, I don't mind filling it up about as full as I can get it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven back on at this point. It should still have a fair amount of heat in it, so it shouldn't take too long to heat up, but it'll probably take long enough for me to fold the blueberries in and get it into a pan. All right, do we have enough blueberries? I'm not sure. All right, we're going to call that enough blueberries. Then, so I grabbed my baking pan. We're not quite there yet, but blueberries in the batter. Fold them in. We don't want to like break the blueberries, so we don't want them like bursting and leaving blueberry juice everywhere. Not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily. It might make the batter more wet than anticipated, and that can mess with baking time, but this looks pretty good. So see, just folding it in takes a second, and then for a pan like this, I like to put everything into the middle and then spread it out from there. These almost look like chocolate to me because they're so dark in the batter. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of chocolate. I prefer fruit flavors. So I once heard someone say that dessert wasn't, like they didn't like fruit desserts. Like my ideal birthday cake would probably be a tart with like a lemon filling topped with all of the berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. I'll take boysenberries, marionberries, blackberries. Like, I don't know very many like tropical berries or berries in other countries. So if there's berries in other countries that would be good on like or good with lemon, I would probably love those on there too. Because I know there's like, oh gosh, what are they called? I want to say like quince, but that's not a berry necessarily. Like boysenberry, lots and lots of different kinds of berries. Halle berry. No, we're not going to put halle berry on my birthday cake. Anyway, I got about as much out of there as I can. I think I could technically grab a little bit more of that, but I don't think that's really worth it. So from here, just like gentle push and spread, push and spread. This actually looks a bit like peanut butter right now. But the recipe did say that this would be fairly thick. This would be a fairly thick batter, which that makes sense. Brownies are usually fairly thick, so this kind of has like a sticky Play-Doh kind of texture to it. All right, well, that looks pretty good to me. The oven doesn't say it's done preheating yet, but I'm going to go ahead and stick this in. So we have our Blueberry Lemon Blondies, and it says to bake. Sorry, I'm trying to get this up. I got it off. Little piece off. Okay, Blueberry Lemon Blondies. Did I actually leave this up the whole time? No, I didn't. Okay, so I'm looking at the recipe, and thanks, Mom. Awesome. Until golden brown, 35 to 40 minutes. I'm glad there will be no dishonor on my cow. See, I told you, like, I thought you would be the one to be able to tell me that the best. Anyway, I'm going to put this in and put it on a 30-minute timer for now. Yeah, I don't want dishonor on my cow. No dishonored cow. We like that. So, but the recipe I'm using Preppy Kitchen recipe. I really like how he breaks things down, and then in his recipes, he puts the measurements for things. So I really like that. And then he makes videos for everything. So if you're a visual learner like I am, then watching the video of him making the marshmallows is really helpful. So I'm not going to make the glaze just yet, but I'm hoping that this will be enough lemon juice for the glaze. If not, then I have some more lemons. I just would rather not put them. So, blondies in the oven. Step 1, done. All right, so now let's pull up marshmallow. Happy kitchen. See, oven's heated up again now. It's fine. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. Perfect kitchen. Here we go. Homemade marshmallows. I like this recipe. I don't like his website because it gets too there's too many ads on it. It gets too something or other, and I don't like it. Sometimes I powder the marshmallow pan with powdered sugar and cornstarch. Probably not needed with that amount of butter. Okay, good to know. Good to know. But see, like I was saying that earlier, I'm like, you might need like put powdered sugar in the bottom of it too. But like for this recipe, here, let's play roulette. I'll remove this. We'll add me. We have this. Okay, actually, let's make me a little bit bigger. Hello, me a little bit bigger. Yay, hi. So anyway, looking at the recipe. But anyway, I don't like his website so much because it has a tendency with all of the ads and everything to run slow, and it's hard to scroll through it like I'm trying to do right now. Let's see, salt, vanilla, water, corn syrup, sugar, powdered sugar, corn syrup. I forgot about that, but I have it right here, so I'm good. No, it's not on my ceiling. My I'm like facing this way is cabinets. It's on the top shelf of the cabinets. I'm not crazy. I just look it. It's fine. Okay. Anyway, see, look. You put stuff in a thing and you mix it and you heat molten lava and you don't let it get on you or you will be in the hospital with 3rd-degree burns because napalm. Sugar napalm. Sugared napalm. Okay, well, baking dish already prepared. Oh, this is a 9-inch. This says 9-inch. So let's see. Where does it say? You need a 9-inch square dish. I think I did it. Yay! I didn't even remember what size the dish was supposed to be. But I got the right size without even thinking. I love it. Okay, so lightly grease pan with vegetable oil or cooking spray. Grease the spatula as well. Quarter cup of water or bowl, stand mixer, whisk attachment, sprinkle gelatin over water, let it bloom. Corns, combine sugar, light corn syrup, salt, quarter cup of water in medium saucepan, and make napalm. Great. See, this is also one of my problems with this website, is that he has instructions and then the recipe with the instructions. Why are you telling me how to make the thing 2 or 3 times? I don't know. Anyway, so saucepan, medium heat, sugar dissolves, mix comes to a boil, reaches 240. I have a candy thermometer, so we'll be able to use that. And syrup, bloom, turn on mixer, slowly add syrup to gelatin mix, pour into pan, cover in powdered sugar. And then powdered sugar your life away. Like, coat yourself in powdered sugar, then coat the marshmallows and the entire kitchen in powdered sugar, and you might be okay. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway, and it says dredge. See more tips and tricks, blah, 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 frequently asked questions. And we finally get down to the recipe. Phew. Okay. I have a mixing bowl out of my stand mixer. And we are going to do water and gelatin and all of that fun stuff. Let's go down here. Equipment, 9-inch baking pan, mixing bowl, electric mixer. We have those. This is going to be 1 cup of water divided. I'm going to leave the recipe up, but we're going to go over to the counter cam so we can see what we're doing. Because while my face is beautiful and lovely and I'd like to see you guys, you don't need my face to see how to make marshmallows. You need to see the bowl. So let's go over there. See, remove from stage. Nope, this way. There we go. I like this. Why doesn't it do this other times? Okay, so I'm gonna get my cup of water. And it says, the recipe says, it told me to. Why did you do it? Because it told me to. Half a cup of water. Half a cup of water. I had a cup. That's not quite a cup. Just a little bit more. Okay, there's half a cup of water. And then we have half a cup of water in a cup. There we go. Half a cup of water and 2 1/4-ounce envelopes of unflavored gelatin. So I had a little while where I was really into making homemade gummies, and I bought big things of gelatin. So we're going to weigh it out. And what we are apparently looking for is 1/2 ounce of gelatin, because it says 2 1/4-ounce envelopes. So 1/4 ounce plus 1/4 ounce equals 1/2 ounce. Sorry, I was looking for my lemon knife so I could try to cut this, because I had 2 of these and I gave one of these to my mom to make marshmallows, and so I don't know if she's used it all or if she still has it, but either way, I don't have it. So I'm trying to cut my finger off while I'm making marshmallows here. Ooh. Okay. All right, so this is tared out to 0, and like I said, we need 1/2 ounce. So, yeah, you guys can't see it, sorry. Slowly we at? 0.18, 0.25. So there's one packet. 42, 46, 56. You know what? I don't know if that's correct or not, but it's close enough for me. So I'm going to go rinse this whisk off real quick because it's not super dirty, and so we're going to use it to mix. And I'm sorry if the water in the background gets a little distracting. I brought out a small pan in preparation for making marshmallows, but it ended up needing it for the other thing, for the blondies, and so it's gonna sit there and get some hot water in it. I'm gonna run my hand around in it real quick, empty out the contents, and then we'll get started on the marshmallow stuff. So with napalm sugar, it doesn't really matter if you have like grease or something in the pan. If you're messing with egg whites, then those definitely care, but napalm sugar doesn't care. So, all right, let's keep going. So, water bowl, gelatin, set aside, hydrate while making stuff. Cool. Half a cup of water, saucepan. No, we're gonna go ahead and pour the water into the saucepan, so I don't have to worry about that. And then it says sugar, corn syrup, salt, water. So how much sugar do we need? 1.5 cups, 300 grams. Granulated sugar. Your best store brand will work. Or your worst store brand. You want to get this from the Dollar Tree? Go ahead. I'm not going to judge you. Sugar is sugar. It doesn't really matter where you get it from. Ooh, if you make your own homemade sugar, that would be super cool. But we're not going to worry about it. But anyway, recipe says 300 grams. See, I'll highlight it for you right here. Nope. Oh, no. Burn away highlighter. Anyway, 1.5 cup sugar, 300 grams. Right there. Teeny tiny. So, 300 grams. Where are we at? Less than 300. This is about the same amount of sugar I use to make corn syrup. Nope. Sugary drink. It involves a packet of flavor and water, and you mix it all together. Kool-Aid. There we go. Let's see. So 277, 282, 89, 94, 300. Oh wow, on the dot. Like, yes, I see that. 300 on the dot. I know it's upside down for you guys because my camera's weird, but anyway, it's 300. All right, so the next is corn syrup, and it says 240 milliliters. Technically, my corn syrup ran away. Here it is. Technically, with corn syrup, you could measure it out in like a measuring cup. If you're going to do that, please spray oil into your measuring cup or something like that, because otherwise it will stick. It will stick. That's just how corn syrup works. It will stick. So we need 240 milliliters. I did switch this to milliliters, but milliliters and grams are kind of the same. I haven't seen anything that would let me think that they're different. So we're just going to say that they're the same. So we need 240. That's 130, 204, 235, 243. Good enough. Okay, so we needed sugar, corn syrup, salt, and water. Does this also say to add flavor? Because I'm not using vanilla for this one, I'm using orange extract in the saucepan. Combine granulated sugar, corn syrup, salt, and water. So no, we don't need flavor at this point. So we're going to put this over the heat. Can't stand the heat. Get out of the kitchen. Okay, bye-bye. And we're going to putting this on 4, which is technically heat, but it's also like medium high in my kitchen, so we'll have to see about that. Anyways, it's in addition to the I'm making more bread and those kind of things at this time versus a lot of sweets because I'm sorry, I was just reading the instructions because right here, I was trying to see if I needed to stir this. So in a saucepan, combine these ingredients, place over medium heat, stir until sugar dissolves and the mixture comes to a boil. There we go. And then you stop stirring it until it reaches its temperature. Okay, so now we have what we're doing. Anyways, it's in addition to this month, I want to try to do more breads and less sweet stuff. So I think I'm going to do on Thursdays, it's going to be either some kind of rewind or like retro rewind or some kind of thing where I revisit the things that I made before and see if I can make them better. So we're going to see about that. But for the moment, anyway, at the end of the month, I'm also moving. So at the end of the month, the last week, might have 1 live stream versus 2. Also, we're going to get used to a new kitchen. So lots going on over the next couple of weeks. We got to see about doing stuff. Oh. So I'm not exactly sure how I will know that the sugar is melted. I'm basically assuming it'll go from this kind of cloudy color to like a clear color. That is my guess, my educated guess. I love educated guesses. Those are so much fun. Okay, so right now we're just kind of occasionally stirring while it melts. It kind of comes up to temperature. So while this is melting, I'm going to look into what we need to do to make that glaze. Because the timer on the oven right now says 13 minutes. Okay, it's just shy of 13 minutes, but it's close enough. And so I'm going to take a quick minute to come over here and look at the glaze. It's powdered sugar, lemon juice, and a small bowl until smooth. Okay, perfect. It's glaze. Oh, this is 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. I only have 2. Okay, I'll juice another lemon then. I got a little bit of the mixture on the eye and it's bubbling away here. It's probably going to start smelling like burnt sugar in here. Shh, it's okay. We like the smell of burnt sugar. It smells like home. No, it smells like a candy factory. Who doesn't like a candy factory? Right now it smells like cotton candy, which that'll be all right. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. That's hilarious. Thanks for commenting that, Mom. That really makes me happy. Oh man. All right. So while this is doing this, yeah, I'm gonna rinse off this one again. I used it to mix the gelatin and water, but we're not gonna be using it for gelatin again. So I'm gonna rinse it off and I'm gonna use it for the lemon glaze. I'm happy that a lot of this stuff is like it rinses off really easily. So you can just keep doing things and using stuff over and over again. When you make some other things, you might either end up with um, you'll either end up with like something really buttery, and so you actually have to wash it, or maybe you'll have like raw eggs or something, and so you need to actually wash it. This has all just been a lot of sugary stuff. Burnt sugar equals caramel. See, caramely, but then it's going to burn and it's going to be burnt caramel. That's not as delicious as caramel, but all right. Well, we were needing to use these lemons anyway. I was just hoping that more of it, the juice would be for drinking than my recipes. So it works. Here, I'll put this over here. Okay, so you can kind of sort of see it. I just switch which hand I'm using. So I'm just juicing lemons. Juicy, juicy lemons. Bella Smith. I'm doing good, Bella. How are you? Thanks for dropping by. So what are you gonna bake? So right now, in this pan I have a lot of sugar and cornstarch with a little bit of water. Oh, I didn't do salt. I need a little thing of salt. So right now we're making marshmallows, and in the oven I have lemon blueberry blondies. You're pretty fine. Good. Where are you from, Bella? Right? This all smells really good. My husband really likes lemon, so we're making a lot of lemon everything. I'm actually squeezing lemons for the lemon glaze for the blondies. Midtown Florida. Nice. Is that a more rural area, or is that like a really populated area? Because I think Florida has some really cool stuff going on. I'm not the biggest fan of your populated areas, like Orlando. I've been there. Not a fan. Where else have I been? Is there a place that starts with a T? I've had to do like military trainings in Florida, so maybe that's why I'm like, But overall, like, there's a lot of things happening with Florida that I'm like, yeah, I get it, Florida. But anyway, we're just, yep. So for right now, I have lemon blueberry blondies. They're in the oven. They have about 7 more minutes before I have to check on them. And then from there, the recipe calls for another 5 to 10 minutes of baking. I like to check my baked goods before they're done, before the timer says that they're supposed to be done, because ovens don't always heat very well. So yes, it's 35 to 40 minutes. I set the timer for 30 minutes, and so we'll check on that here in a few. But other than that, we're making marshmallows. So this is a sugar mix that it feels like the sugar granules are out, And so from here it says just to put in the sugar thermometer and let it boil until it gets to 240 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my thermometer. Now the thing with these kind of thermometers is that you don't want them to touch the bottom. If they touch the bottom, then you're reading the pan, you're not reading the stuff inside the pan, and so it could end up badly. So that is just gonna sit on there and boil. While that's going, Bella, I've been on Twitch since January. I started this new baking channel in January. I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting 12:30 Pacific time. And then I usually go for an hour or two, kind of depending on what we're making and how long it takes. Let's see, $5 and no heavy graphic work. I'm not really good with making graphics. I can do some okay stuff in Canva, but I'm not very good at sitting down and editing things. It's actually part of the reason why I'm doing live streaming versus like making cooking videos where I'm like breaking things down and actually turning it into a video. I just don't have the focus to be able to like sit down and make those things. And I also don't have the money to like pay somebody. I would love to. I actually was planning on paying somebody to help me out with some of these things, but I was supposed to get my tax returns at the beginning of March, and they still haven't come through yet. Yeah, no, that would be great. I'm not as familiar with Twitch and what kind of graphics and stuff I could do on there. Cool. I have a Discord, but I'm not like streaming on Discord. I guess I can probably link that because I use StreamYard to do all my streaming. So I would think that could connect to Discord. Like I said, I have a Discord, I just haven't done anything on it. I usually use my Discord to watch people. That could be another good place to add things. I hadn't thought about Discord. Thanks for bringing that up. Actually, thinking about it, I think Discord would probably be a lot more of the kind of stuff I'm looking for. I just don't have a lot of graphics and stuff. I send you request there. What is my Discord name? See, I don't log into my Discord very much. Log in. Log in. Yeah, I'm human. How do I confirm I'm not a robot? I'm working on it, Bella. We'll get there. Why are we not? I can't log in with the QR code. I'm using my phone for streaming. So let's try refreshing. It doesn't have any. Okay, fine. Let's erase everything and type it in. And password. Wait, are you can confirm you're not a robot? How do I confirm I'm not a robot? I'm sorry, Bella. It's not getting a review. Right. It's not verifying me though. Oop, but look, we have a boiling mess. This is boiling napalm. You do not want to touch this ever. This is, I eventually want to make some shirts, and one of them is friends don't let friends touch melted sugar. But this doesn't have a thing to let me stop sharing. Log in. Oh, there it goes. I think because I was sharing another screen, it didn't want to bring up what was going on. Email or phone number. Oh, okay. It's verifying. It wants me to verify. Verify myself. Discord. Yeah. Technically, I'm not logging in from a new location. I just haven't logged in here in a long time. Log in. Okay. Log in. Discord. Holy cow, I have a bunch of notifications. Agree. Now, if I can find my name, how do I find me? Okay, here. Let me type out my name on here. It's a name I use for a lot of things. All right, so that is my Discord name. Yeah. Blondies are ready to chat. Okay, let's go look at the blondies real quick. See, they're lightly brown. Those black dark spots are blueberries. I like how it's like darker here on the edge. Wait, I'm not getting rid of my toothpick. So this here, you guys, look at the boiling lava, and the toothpick, check the blondies. Trying not to burn myself by stepping into. I just went through a blueberry. You can tell. Oops, you're not even looking at it. This is all blue, but going through. It doesn't look like it has stuff on it. So I'm gonna say that these are technically done. All right, 30 minutes, and the toothpick's coming out clean. So I'm gonna say that the blondies are done. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put them in the oven. We're going to turn off the oven, clear off. You can't see that, and we're gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. Okay. So you give me just a second. Yeah, got my request. I can share some. Okay. We're multitasking. Yes. All right, I just accepted that. This right now is at 225, so it's going to take just another couple minutes to finish coming up to 240. While it's finishing that, we're going to come over here and finish making this glaze real quick. This recipe calls for 3/4 cup of powdered sugar and 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. The way I'm going to handle this is I'm going to fill a bowl with powdered sugar, and we're going to mix some lemon juice until it's squishy. Because I like that idea better. I think it will take quite a bit of lemon juice, but it doesn't want to come out of this. There we go. Lemon juice. And we're just going to mix this in, and hopefully it'll turn saucy. It's going to be a few more minutes on the sugar for the marshmallows, though. All right. Well, Bella, do you normally make like logos and things for people? Is that like what you do as like a job, or is this like a hobby or graphically inclined? So I think this is going to need a little bit more lemon juice. It's a little too powdery still. Holding a conversation with myself, holding a conversation with people, and trying to make things at the same time. It's mental juggling. Like it. It's fun. It's actually one of the reasons why I like live streaming is because I get to hang out with people, which is why when you said something about Discord, I was like, holy cow, I can't believe I didn't think of Discord before now. But I think I'm going to have to upgrade my StreamYard if I'm going to do Discord as well. I think I want this to be a little bit thinner. So, this is the thing with glaze. It's actually really easy because it's usually like liquid and powdered sugar. You could use like milk or cream, or in this case, lemon juice, or you could use like orange juice. Like I said, juice, liquid, some kind of liquid, and powdered sugar. Okay, so this is done. We have lemon glaze. All right. So the recipe says not to stir the molten sugar. We're not going to stir the molten sugar. I really want to. I really, really do. But we're not going to do it out of respect for the molten sugar and ourselves. But this right now says it's at 230, so we just have another 10 degrees. 540, yep. We have 10 degrees, and I already have my mixer set up with the gelatin and the whisk attachment. I have gelatin, I have a whisk attachment, I have all of that set up already. So we're just waiting for this to come up to temperature. And then okay, so let me go ahead and get my orange flavor, not maple, orange. So you've been doing those for 8 years? Nice. See, I've been trying to get into doing some kind of YouTube videos or something. I just hadn't been able to figure out what I wanted to do for a really long time. But I really love baking, and so I decided to start doing this. Take care of my brother. Oh man. Yeah, brain tumors are no joke. That's rough. Well, it's good that he has you to help take care of him. My my husband just went through liver transplant, so really helps. This skill really helped me support them. God, I am so glad that you have the skill to do that. Yeah, I don't have the focus to be able to do these kind of things. I did sit down and make a couple of like coloring books for the KDP, but that just took so much focus and energy. It takes me like a month to make a coloring book, so that wasn't sustainable. I've been bouncing thing to thing trying to find what would work for me. So it's really cool that you found something that works for you and helps support everything. But yeah, no, accepted your request on Discord. So I look forward to kind of collaborating with you and seeing what we can do. Like I said, I'm waiting for my tax money to come through before I can be able to pay for anything. Yeah, I was going to hire an editor to help me edit my videos down into actual videos versus live streams. But my money is supposed to come through at the beginning of March, and I just got a letter last week saying, it might be another 60 days. So we're not there yet. Right now at this very moment, I have no budget, but once my tax money comes through, I have about $50 to $100 budget for something like a logo and banner. And then yeah, that's about where my budget's at, about $50 to $100. Because I think overall it's set $1,000 aside for any marketing and like any kind of software I have to use. Because I'm also looking for someone to make an intro video, because I don't have one of those either. And so I'm looking for the logo and banner. I have, I don't know if you can see it in Twitch, but the top right of my stream, I can see my logo, Baking with Jen. It's kind of what I threw together in Canva, and that's kind of the same for my logo. So it's not incredibly graphic, but like I am completely open to having somebody help me with my logo and banner, and I'm looking for someone to help me make an intro video. I'm also looking for somebody to help me edit videos. So those are the things. Let's see. $200 for a logo off for 2 days. Like only $100, so yeah, that would be great. I don't have the money today. Yeah, no, like my husband just went through a liver transplant, so he's on Social Security and a fixed income, and any money I get right now is what we can get from him. So I'm actually waiting for a check that he sent me to deposit so we can pay some bills, but that hasn't finished depositing yet. So it's just kind of a rough time right now, but I will definitely keep you in mind for in the future, because like I said, overall, from my tax money, I had planned on spending $1,000 on marketing and editing. So I would definitely have the money. I just don't have it today. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to get it because tax people are holding my money. All right, so this did reach the 240 that we're looking for. And so we're gonna move across my kitchen where I've set up the mixer. So now we have our mixing can. If I can just get this situated. There we go. There we go. So the way that this says is to start slowly mixing the gelatin mixture, water mixture, which I don't know if you can see, but that's breaking apart. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. That looks very not liquidy at all. It looks very like plastic. That looks like plastic. I'm not sure if it's supposed to look like plastic. Mom, let me know if this is supposed to look like plastic. Awesome. Thank you, Bella. I really appreciate like linking up with somebody to help with some of these things. That's awesome. Amazing. All right. So I'm gonna take that little gelatin cake and move it. Maybe this is what it's supposed to look like. I haven't worked with gelatin like this before, so we'll have to see. Gelatin is fine. Okay, phew. Okay, so we're gonna mix this, and then it says to slowly pour in. So I'm gonna do from the other side so that you guys can see the mixer. And I'm just gonna slowly pour, like it says, and hopefully I won't die in a fire or get napalm on me. Those are the things that I'm looking to not do. Die in a fire and get napalm on me. No, this is not actual napalm. I think napalm is explosive or catches on fire or something like that. But liquid sugar might as well be napalm. Okay, perfect. I was just afraid that the gelatin block wasn't going to melt or anything, that it was just going to like float in the napalm, the lava, the sugar lava. See, this is one of the reasons I didn't do this on Sunday, is because I just did not have the energy to deal with sugar lava. I could have done the blondies, but I could not deal with the sugar lava. Like, I do not have the attention and focus and mental health to deal with sugar lava today. So that's why I didn't do it on Sunday. And then Saturday, I was trying to clean up the house because the kids went home Friday after Friday. They went home on Friday, so I had to clean up all of the craziness that they had in the house. All right, so sugar lava is incorporated. I'm trying to clean off my spatula without getting it caught in the beaters. I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, so this says to beat on high for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to mute this camera and turn it up, but I'm going to turn on my other camera and we'll talk to people. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, so right now, looking at the recipe, it says to beat the lava gelatin mixture on high for 3 to 5 minutes until it's light and fluffy. Let's see, what does my mom say? Yeah, I thought that at first too. It'd be fine as long as you don't pour the lava directly on the beater. Oh, nice! If I'm looking for spun sugar, I know how to do that now. But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for whipped cream or meringue. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for something like whipped cream or meringue. Which whipped cream lava whipped cream. Is that what we're looking for? Whipped lava. Either way, it's whipped lava. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for whipped lava. So yes. So from here, the recipe says beat on high for 3 to 5 minutes until it's light and fluffy. It didn't say stiff cubes, or did it just say light and fluffy? It says beat the sugar mixture until very thick, 3 to 5 minutes. Dipping the whisk attachment into the mixture and pulling it up, a thick ribbon falls from the whisk and forms on the. If a thick ribbon falls from the whisk and forms on the mixture in the bowl, it's done. So I'm assuming that means if it like leaves a mound instead of like falling in. Take chunky gunk, add lava, and get perfect confection. Right? See, I'm not just a baker, I'm a food magician. I'm not a baker, I'm a food magician. I think that we already said something along those lines, or I'm a food mad scientist. That's what I am. I am a food mad scientist. My only thing is that the camera over there on the mixer is my phone, and it just yelled at me a little bit ago saying that the battery was gonna die soon, so we'll see what happens. See if it keeps going. Hopefully it'll keep going for long enough. Because at this point, we need the marshmallows to finish up. The blondies I pulled out of the oven because I turned off the oven and I left them in there for 5 minutes, and so they finished doing that. And then see, the last step. Here's our over blondies, slice and serve. All right. Follow the recipe. So I'm trying to think if I should take the blondies out of the pan and glaze them, or if I should glaze them in the pan. I'm thinking about that. Strings coming off the sides of the bowl is usually when you consider it done. Well, using the baby monitor method, I'm not seeing strings come off the bowl yet, but it is getting light and fluffy. So I'm thinking I'm making two decisions right now. One, I think I'm going to glaze the blondies in the pan, and then we'll have some extra glaze for later. And two, we're going to go check on the hot lava. So, I'm going to take this camera off, and we're going to go check on that one over there. All right, we are looking light and fluffy. Let's see. Well, it's forming a ribbon, so that's nice. And I don't know. This looks light and fluffy, and it's kind of making them out. I think it maybe needs like another minute. That's my guess. Like another minute of mixing. Okay, so while that mixes, we're actually going to take this camera over to the blondies. Look at those beautiful blondies. And so, easy enough. I like to think this is easy enough anyway. So my phone's not charging the way it should. Interesting. There we go. So yeah, I have my lemon glaze, I have my blondies. So we're just going to kind of pour lemon glaze over everything and like spatula it around, and then we'll have extra lemon glaze for later, and we'll have lemon glaze for this. So we like lemon. I'm a big lemon fan. So a little bit of extra glaze. Awesome. Thank you. See, I'm so glad that you're in this live stream today, because most of the time I have no idea what I'm doing. And you know what you're doing. So it's helpful. I could do this with like a spatula or something, but I'm just going to, this is hot enough. I'm just going to move it around. And it should get pretty coated. I should grab another this, because like moving this stuff around, I want to grab both sides of the pan, and grabbing both sides of the pan, or grabbing the hot pan fresh-ish out of the oven with bare hands just sounds like a bad idea. Unless I had real bare hands. I just have naked bare hands, instead of like grizzly bear hands. I wonder if a grizzly bear could pick up a hot pan. I don't even know if it would want to, but anyway. So, blondies, done. Marshmallows, ooh. This looks a lot better. This looks a lot better. This, yep. That looks marshmallows. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so from here, add flavor. I forget how much flavor, but add flavor and mix. Flavors mixed. Take whisk. Beat the marshmallow out of the whisk. Okay. That's not fully beat out, but good enough, I think. Then unhook the bowl. This is one of those places where having one of the bowls with a handle on it would be really helpful. I don't have that bowl right now, so we're just going to do the best we can. Okay, and then we'll move this over here. Now we have our pan. We buttered within an inch of our life. And then we just scrape all of the marshmallowy goodness into the pan. What I really want to do is I want to coat this in like chocolate. So they'd be orange chocolate marshmallows. But me and enrobing things in chocolate have not been turning out very well lately. So I don't know if that is going to be my plan in life for this endeavor. Maybe we'll just, oh, I know what we can do. I know. So I think from here, I'm technically supposed to put powdered sugar on top. Oh, look, it's all fluffy and marshmallowy. But give me just a second. I have baby chocolate chips. So I'm going to sprinkle baby chocolate chips, little chunks. This is probably a bad idea because I'm probably like trying to incorporate butter or something. So it's probably a bad idea, but I should have done this before I put it in the pan. I wasn't thinking until just now though. So we put a couple of chocolate chips, a couple more baby chocolate chips. We're just gonna mix as best as we can. We'll put a few more baby chocolate chips on it. But we don't want to get too much of the butter off the sides because that's what's going to keep it from sticking forever and ever. So I mixed in a couple of baby chocolate chips, and then we'll put a couple more baby chocolate chips on top, and then we can powder sugar it. So baby chocolate chips, and hopefully this will be the amount of chocolate that I like because I like flavor with a little bit of chocolate added, and instead this is sometimes you get like chocolate with a little bit of flavor. So I'm hoping this will be opposite. All right, so now everything just needs to cool. So marshmallows, done. Blondies, done. Okay, well, let's put these side by side. See? These are chocolate orange marshmallows and then lemon blueberry blondies. Ta-da! We made stuff. I made stuff. Stuff was made. Right. Let's back it up. There we go. All right. So we actually did it. We made the things today. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to make these for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it. So, stay tuned. I will try to put an update about these. I've been really bad about updates the last 2 weeks or so. So I need to get on it about doing my updates. And these, like the marshmallows have to cool for like 4 hours and the blondies are gonna cool for like 30, 45 minutes, something like that. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you all being here. You can rewatch this on Facebook and YouTube. If you like this and you want to see what I have coming up with some bagels, pretzels, and a couple of other fun things that I want to try out and trying to perfect, aka not fail at baking hot cross buns. Come back, like and subscribe, all of that kind of fun stuff. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 12:30 Pacific time, and I usually go for an hour or two depending on what we're making. Today is 2 hours. So thank you for hanging out. Thanks for being here with me, and I hope I get to see you on Thursday. Bye.